How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Quant update. Now, unfortunately, it's not the sort of video that I want to be making. We actually got some terrible news on the Quant chart. So a few weeks back, we were discussing this bearish head and shoulders pattern. And when we saw the breakdown and the loss of $85, I flipped my bias because previously, before this level was lost, a macro bullish double bottom was in fact forming right over here. And all Quant needed to have done was recover the moving averages and stay above them. By doing so, you would have seen a continued move back up to the neckline of this macro double bottom with a breakout target at $200. But unfortunately, this did not play out, and as a result, the support was lost, creating a bearish head and shoulders pattern. Now, I made a lot of videos over the last few weeks down here at the $78, $80 mark. And I was suggesting the ways Quant could flip back bullish. And there were many steps involved, which would be including recovering $85, recovering all the moving averages, and then also taking out $106 over here, which would also, on top of that recovery, getting back up to that point, create another double bottom. So by breaking 106, the measured target would take you back to that larger macro double bottom, and by breaking that you'd see $200+. But all those things need to play out for $200. So yes, I've given you that path. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. I've been saying the primary path with the bearish breakdown of $85 would be that it's going to continue now to the measured bearish target, which is back at this low, the lowest point of 2025 for Quant. So although we drew this bullish path, there were many steps required, 1, 2, and 3, just to start sending it back to that resistance. That's a fourth wall that it needs to break past in order to target $200. So there were 4 steps, and at the very first step, the very first resistance completely, totally failed. And this is why it's a terrible update, and one that, of course, to the Quant holders, they don't want to hear. Each to their own, but I'm just here reading the charts and telling you the story here. I'm not talking about the fundamentals of the project. Believe what you will with that and all the partnerships, but at the end of the day, you want your investment to go up in value and not down. Now I'm here to tell you that a bearish pattern has been validated over the last few weeks. There have been multiple attempts at recovering this key neckline over here with only failures. There would have been 3 other resistances beyond recovering the 85 level. You would have had all the moving averages, the $106 level, and the $135, $136 level. Unfortunately, 85 couldn't get recovered, so that means the bearish breakdown target remains valid, and we're looking at $69 and $64 next. Technically speaking, if the bulls are truly there, then the whales will step in this area before the loss of this low. You can see the target is actually at a new low over here at $56. If this is all wiped out as support, you can see the next set of targets down anywhere between $30 and $40 per Quant token. Believe what you will, this is what the chart is saying at the moment. Technically, while this still holds, it can reverse. But each level that we go down lower, there's that many more new resistances along the way. And you saw at the very first hurdle, the very first resistance, it failed. And you need to recover 4 separate resistances. It failed at the first. The more we go lower, then there's another one, a 5th. You go lower than that, there's a 6th. You go lower than that, there's a 7th level. And all 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 needs to be taken out, and then you're bullish again. It's each to their own. But right now, as long as Quant remains under $85, the expectation is that it will continue bleeding down lower. I'm going to be here to update it. In fact, I've got a discount of 30% at the moment. If you want to learn my strategy, it's lasting until the end of this week, whether you want access to the Discord, my ebook, or one-to-one mentorship plan. If you wanted to learn my strategy, use the links down below. Take action on this 30% discount while it lasts until Friday the 7th of November. This can be applied to my Discord, ebook, or one-to-one mentorship plans. So check them out, and I'll see you over there.